Still no sign of Chuck. Oh, amazing. Hey everybody, Dave Tomorrow here.
Nope. He said you need to order more of this.
I'm filming.
I don't care.
Really? Did you guys actually use this?
I mean, she did.
Please, people. A teenager is a terrible thing. Okay. All right, moving on. Back to welcome to the Squirrel Hole. My name is Secret Squirrel 123 or Dave Tomorrow. We're on YouTube and Twitter. And by the way, we're at 2,200, 2,300 followers right now. I would really like to get to 5,000 followers. So if you're on like me and have friends, please send them this out. Okay, so great. All right. Normally I like messing with stupid. They're fun people to poke and prod and everything, and it's actually amusing to me to mess with them. But sometimes you have to go, you're really stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. So we're going to talk about the Nordstrom Pipeline, okay? Nordstrom Pipeline, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2. But the thing a lot of people don't understand, there are actually 4 pipelines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nord Stream AB, Nord Stream 2, AB, okay? So here's what, we're going to just break it down to you. This is what actually happened. Nord Stream 1 was an out-of-date pipeline that was getting decommissioned slowly. Before the war happened, or right at the beginning of the war, they were having compression issues, and they got a compressor from Canada that they never fully implemented because of trade sanctions and this and that. And so that one was going out of business, and they were going to have to scrap it relatively soon anyway. Nord Stream 2 was a larger pipeline going to Europe that they were putting all their money into. Okay, so an older pipeline that was going to be decommissioned, newer pipeline that was just coming online. So what happened was Nord Stream A and Nord Stream 1A and B were both hit, and the pipes were actually separated. All right, total structural loss. Nord Stream 2 Alpha had a crack put in it, a crack. And Russian engineers said that it was going to take less than a week to get it back operational. So here's my question. If the US or anybody in the West were going to take out this system, they concentrate on the Nord Stream 2 system because that was the one that where all the money was into. Nord Stream 2B was not even damaged, not attacked at all. These are big pipelines laying on the ocean floor. If they were going to go after them, there's nothing to stop them from going after them. So when people say the Americans or British or Ukrainians or whoever did it, that would be the worst sabotage act as far as most inept in the last like 30 years. Okay, Russia is saying itself that Nord Stream 2 Alpha could be in operation, back in operation in about less than a week. That's that. So, makes no sense to say that the U.S. or anybody did it, other than whatever. A pen's right there. I would like to have it here. Okay. Hunter Biden, wrong pen. Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was in Ukraine in 2014 to 2019. My personal opinion, he needs to go to jail for wrong pen. Wrong pen.
God, you never give me the right directions.
Got.
I don't know anymore.
We had a class on pens earlier. Okay, so Hunter Biden was in with Burisma from 2014 to 2019. I personally think that he should be in jail for the gun charges, losing control of a firearm, lying on whatever. But he hasn't been in Ukraine in 4 years. There's been 2 presidents since then. And anybody that says corruption, Hunter Biden, Ukraine, whatever. Okay, it's not true. If you want to do corruption in Europe today, you don't go to Ukraine, you go to Cyprus. That's everybody knows that. Okay, so T-14, upgrade T-72 basically, piece of junk, has been spotted in Ukraine, supposedly. It's actually doing indirect fire modes into Ukrainian positions, but nobody's seen it actually fire. And just like the Terminator or T-90M, it's probably just going to have a larger turret toss competition going on with it. Oh, okay. So we're going to talk about new tanks real quick. The Black Eagle. again, boom. Black Eagle is actually a T-80 that's been modified, and it fires 152 millimeter ammo, but it fires in with bags of propellant instead of cartridge, which means it's harder to load, harder to maintain, harder to keep from jamming. Well, they built one of those, and they built two T-95s, built two of those, Object 195, and they are actually supposed to be in Ukraine now. Russian trade magazines or everything are saying that 152 millimeter tanks are in Ukraine, 3 of them. So if they're getting to the point, ask anybody who deals with anything, if you're taking prototypes that have been in storage for 20 years and putting them on the battlefield, not going good. Okay. We're good with Nordstrom 1 and 2 anymore? We don't need to hear stupid stuff about them, Ukrainians or US blowing them up, because that would be stupid? Okay, good. Boom. All right. Next stupid thing that you're going to talk about is Russian speakers. I don't say that Russian speakers are stupid. I think that what some people are saying about Russian speakers are stupid. Okay, when the war started, the Ukrainian military actually pulled back from the border of Russia, leaving a large swath of Russian-speaking area to the Russians. Okay, they pulled back, and guess what? The local civilians actually kicked the Russians' butt. Okay, they didn't want to be under Russian rule. It was the Ukrainian Russian-speaking population that stood up and did the most damage to the Russian troops here. It wasn't the army. The army came back and helped them when they figured out what was going on, but no, they don't want to be. Same thing down here. You still got large amounts of Ukrainians providing support to the Ukrainian army, calling in locations, killing some of the bad guys, and the last I heard was 300 Russians have been killed in this area because they go on walks at night and don't come back. Okay. General Milley openly stated the F-16s are not in Ukraine or not being donated purely for political reasons. Stop saying they don't have the fuel, they don't have the airfields, they're flying off grass strips or just stupid things. General Milley, Google it if you doubt me, openly stated the only reason why F-16s, F-18s, or any other Western aircraft are not in Ukraine is purely a political issue. General Hertling, whoever, it's got nothing to do with Ukrainian capabilities. Okay. Here we go. All right, so we're going to talk about the Russian military for a second, or the Ukrainian military for a second. Would you give me the pen?
God, there are 4 pens.
Bring
here.
them all. See, ladies and gentlemen, I do hire the disadvantaged and the slow people.
If I had $1 for every pen you own, I wouldn't have to help you.
Who's helping who? All right, so Ukrainian military. Here's the thing. People will do stupid things and Google Ukrainian army, and they'll come up with 300,000. They go, oh, look, they got 300,000. Got it. That was pre-war numbers. But you got, right, I'll give you 300,000. It's much bigger now, but whatever. Okay, but you also got the National Guard. Right? National Guard. Do you count those? No. Territorial defense. Territorial Defense Forces. Then you've got the airborne that are not covered in the Army. They're Air Force. There's over 1.5 divisions of those. Then the Marines. There's a full division of over 4 brigades in the Navy. Okay, those are infantry. Police infantry. Yes, police have brigades. Okay, then you got the separatists or the separate brigades. Those are the guys, the volunteers at the beginning of the war that weren't actually with the military. They formed brigades. They've taken the oath, and they're now in the Ukrainian military. Then you got Border Patrol. Border Patrol actually is almost one of the larger units in the Ukrainian military. They have huge brigades, and they're out there fighting. Okay, then you have things like the Presidential Brigade. You've got the brigade that protects the senior commanders of the Ukrainian army, the SBU, and internal troops and all that. So if you're dumb, you just look at here. If you're actually digging deeper and trying to figure out what's going on, you add these up, and guess what? You come to about 1.2 to 1.5 million people under arms. Right there. Check my math. Go ahead and do it. I'll wait. Okay, thumbs up. Did you have pause? All right. All right, three last things we're gonna do is Liberty Ukraine, right here. Hey, if you enjoy these videos, do me two things. Invite people to the videos so we can have a conversation, and I may be wrong. Send me stuff, and I'll admit I'm wrong, but I haven't been so far. But Liberty Ukraine, give them money to buy stuff and help get needed items to Ukrainians. They do things like schools. They've rebuilt schools. They've rebuilt hospitals, and given stuff to the Ukrainian military. So it's a good cause. All right. Oh my God. You have people that are freaking out because we have 100 special forces in Ukraine. Okay, here's the deal. We have an embassy in Ukraine. We have 2 consulates in Ukraine, from what I understand. Who do you think supplies the personnel to protect those people? Okay? The Marines don't leave the compound. All right? So if they're going out to visit Zelensky or see the weapons or anything like that, they have a special forces detachment with them that goes out and provides local security. Okay? Also, Congress wanted us to maintain proper accountability of the weapons we send over there. Who do you think goes over there and says, okay, I want to look at all the rockets? That's a special forces guy, okay? And evac, just as Fox News guy and other media personalities were wounded, who do you think goes out there and gets those guys back to Kiev or back to Poland? There's no media protection group. It's people from the embassy. And who do you think they're going to send out? Are they going to send out a clerk? No, they have some special forces on call. Special forces are not running around in the woods shooting at Russians. Doesn't happen. So knock it off. Don't be stupid. All right, so recently I saw a video, and I looked at Igor Gherkin stuff and some other things to back this up. Well, I watched a couple of, I think, 4 armored vehicles on the attack, and they started doing this. Hand and arm signals from the tanks. The only reason why you do hand and arm signals is if your combo's down. And they were all doing it. So that leads me to look at what Gherkin's been saying and others been saying, that Russia has been running out of radios. They're broke, or they're not using them, and that is severely degrading their capabilities. Well, that's all I got for now. And if you want any comments, complaints, yeah, complain that Katie's not here. She's on some band stuff. You can send her that stuff. And where's my Katie at? That's fine. But everybody, this is Tim. He's behind the button, and it took a while to figure out where that button was, and he wants to be an engineer. But welcome to my hole again, and Dave out.